almost didn't throw the white flag. I was going to give you one more lap.
The 9 running on the tires. He'll slide up off of turn number 4, Jerry. You've got a new race leader, Matthew Loeb. Your race leader with 4 laps to go.
All right, who told you to tell that joke?
Hey, welcome to episode number 14. This has been more anticipated than the Cowboys 49ers game.
And it's going to be about as shitty, probably, too, won't it?
Well,
actually, that was a great game last night. That was a great game.
Yeah.
I quit watching about 7:15. I think the game started
What time
at
to start?
7:20.
7:12. Them boys did a good job last night.
Good ball game.
It was a good game.
I quit watching for a little while and turned it back on for the beginning of the second half, and I quit watching again. Went to bed.
At least with the Cowboys, they've won 3 games. They've lost 2. But when they lose the 2, you don't have to watch very long because they got blown out in both of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Apparently they were serving fresh turnovers, apparently on some Facebook.
49ers are good.
They are.
They are very good.
My highlight for the game last night was the introductions. Did you watch the introductions, like the
No, I
players,
missed that.
offense, defense?
Oh, and they do the headshots.
They do the headshots, and they say where they're from.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out why George Kittle didn't say he was from Iowa.
What did he say?
He said something weird.
Probably high school. Some of them do their high schools or
It
elementary
was like
schools.
Tiger University or something like that. It was so strange. I went back and watched it twice, and I could not figure out what he said. He did not
probably
say
tight end university.
that, something like
Tight
that.
end, yeah, because Iowa's known as tight end university.
And that's what he said.
it
I was like, what in the world is he saying? He didn't say Iowa. I know that.
Tight end university.
Because Brock Purdy said Iowa State. Yeah.
Ryan's favorite team.
Oh, you got to go there, Jim.
He's reached his quota.
He's reached his quota of innuendos.
I need a sound
You throw
machine that
softballs
works.
up.
Yeah, where is your sound? Yeah, where is your sound?
It's out of commission.
It's not back up. I thought Nate had it back up after we got.
Oh, I thought it didn't work.
He said you just got to log in.
Yeah, so we'll need another gay joke, Jim.
Yeah.
I can't remember the password.
One per podcast.
One. Ooh, we know his password.
Oh yes.
It works. Wait, well, it's soundboard.
You have to log into it.
There.
Type it in and.
I did watch Star Wars this weekend. Did
You
you guys
did?
watch Star Wars? Weather starts getting shitty, it gets cold, and you're like, what am I going to do? Sit inside a little bit,
Watch
but it was
TV.
kind of, I was like, yeah, I just was flipping through the channels and came on Empire Strikes Back. So
Never
It's
seen
one
it.
of the old ones.
I was
sucks
flipping
me
through
in. I can't stop
Is it
watching.
the country music soundtrack? Is that why you didn't watch it, Jim, or what?
I was scrolling through the channels the other day and came across Smokey and the Bandit, so I was done for the day.
Oh, you and Joe Duvall.
You watch that every time it's on, just like
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddle. I don't know why I can never remember the name of that movie. I don't know why.
I watched parts of Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, is that the one with Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze, I'm gonna beat you up.
There's a
I
couple of
thought,
good scenes.
I thought you'd be bigger. I thought he'd be bigger.
Patrick Swayze is
Isn't
gonna
it?
hit a man. Oh,
It's not the scene I'm talking about.
No.
just remember, nobody puts baby in a corner.
Is that from that? I wasn't from that
No,
movie.
that was still
from-
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, it was still Patrick Swayze.
Oh, good
Who
Lord.
Jim is a very big fan of. He's one of the
Apparently.
very
Youngblood?
very good Patrick Swayze fan.
That was Dirty Dancing, wasn't it?
That was Dirty,
Dirty
Dancing.
Dancing,
We don't put baby in the corner.
Yeah.
I guess I never saw that one.
Halloween's right around the corner. We could go to Beetlejuice.
You went to that,
I
didn't
did
you?
go to Beetlejuice
I saw that
yesterday.
I walked by there yesterday, and it was
Is it like a
busy.
theater thing, or is it the movie?
No, the movie. I mean,
it the-
then they Broadway made a spin of a musical.
Did they do that? The famous quote from Beetlejuice, the one that comes to my eyes. Night.
No, they didn't use that, but it was pretty good.
Can't say the word.
Yeah, I live
the one
5
word we
blocks
can't
from
say
there.
on the
Thank you for the
podcast.
invitation.
Jackie bought the tickets, I
Roger already
didn't.
took care of that.
Nice effing model.
Yeah, it wasn't all the Michael Keaton stuff.
Good stuff. Oh well.
Any racing going on?
So what
Or
is
just
that?
Yeah, not today.
Nope,
There's
season's
no-
over. We're done.
Yeah, season's over. We're done.
We're into October.
Season should be done at Supernationals.
It's been about 3 weeks since we had a podcast. 4 weeks almost.
3. And Wade was here.
Wade was
He
here, so
was.
it's been 3.
Yeah,
He's
it's
back
been
in
3.
Australia now.
He's coming back though for the Iowa game, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Did
comes back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he comes.
Bringing 2. Or
Come back
8
with
of
the
his
Suns.
26 kids back with him or something like that.
Yeah. They
Back to
had a
that
quote of the prime minister would only let him
3 of
take
the 4.
8. Yeah, you can only take 8 of the 2,700. Wade.
Good stuff. Yeah, September 19th was our last podcast. We were still weekly racing at that point.
Yes, we were. and
One
now
more
we've-
week. We had one more
Oh,
week.
yeah, we were
now
entering
we're
the final
final.
week.
Points are September
Yeah.
24th.
We crowned some champions. I think Mike Nichols.
Unofficial.
I think Mike Nichols might have won like his first national title this year, didn't he?
Yeah. Let somebody else win, Mike.
His first national
His
title.
his first one this year anyway. Got number 12.
One of many.
Dirty Dozen.
Chaz Baca.
Running out of fingers.
Baca though.
Yeah, first
Arizona.
Arizona.
That's pretty awesome. You
First
just think about it.
national champion.
I think when I was down there in the winter at Winter Nationals last year, they're like, what do you think the chances of a guy from Arizona win a national title? And I go, he's got a race.
Got a race, got to win.
Let's see.
And I think with having
Man, you're dead on there, Jerry. That's,
well, yeah,
that's, that's
Mr.
terrific insight from Jerry.
Well, that's what I said. I go, you just got a race. But at that time there was
That usually helps winning the national
Arizona's had
championship.
tracks that have been fading away, and between Sholo now racing in the summer, it gave them another opportunity to go up there and do some racing to get that title.
Yeah.
Not
Just
that
proves
he-
that it can
yeah.
be done. Mm-hmm. And it can
Yes.
be done. Baca's been fast.
Oh,
he's
he's
always
fast.
fast. He came Super Nationals this year, and I thought was fast.
Yeah,
fast
he
in the
looked
All-Star,
very
ran
good.
second. Which I thought he needed a caution for that race to possibly
The All-Star
finish.
race.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. It was a while ago.
It's been a month ago.
It has been more than that, like 5 weeks.
Seems like it's been an
a minute.
eternity.
Actually, what is today? The 9th?
That's
I think Super Nationals ended a month ago today.
I think you're right.
The 9th of September. I
Oh,
think it
yeah.
ended.
It's been a month. Seems like it's been longer than that.
Yeah, it's gotten cold out.
I'm done driving back and forth to Boone. I'm kind of happy
Finally?
about that. Yeah, I made
You
my
got all your 70,000 trips done?
last trip last weekend. Yeah.
Oh, you went last weekend?
Well,
Oh, a week
Friday
ago?
afternoon I went. I got home Friday evening, early.
Did you check
Friday
on
evening.
track 2?
I was out there cutting down a banner that I forgot to get down. Oh, the track 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go on that part of the track.
Oh, I didn't know if you went over there to see how it was coming.
No, they have a bunch of barriers up where you can't really see. It's kind of like top secret now.
Fence where they put the privacy fence.
Yeah,
there
big
you
It's,
can't
privacy
they've got like
fence.
a big curtain around it,
Yeah,
see. Wow.
so you can't even see it from the air. So no drone coverage.
very top secret. Nobody's talking about it.
What banner did you forget to take down?
The one on the backstretch that we cabled to the fence, kind of hard to get down. Unless you
Oh, that
really-
big long one. That I thought that was awesome. I like
Unless
that.
you
That
really
was-
wanted to get it down, it was cabled to the backstretch fence. So it was going to take some effort to get that one down. You wouldn't just be able to clip that one and take off running.
What was it? What was the
That was the
banner?
one that said
Welcome to the
Supernationals.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On the
It was on the
backstretch,
fence. I like that. That was a neat addition.
dress the place up a little bit. We try to use that stuff over
The
again.
jumbotrons and
Yeah. Yep.
I think we need some big fire breathing dragon things with banners.
We do. We need more
more
flames.
banners on the infield.
We need more flames.
Yeah.
Next year, I can promise you this. Not a lot of things I can promise, but Super Nationals next year
Yeah.
will have a lot more flames. I can promise that.
Year of the Flame.
There's gonna be flamethrowers everywhere. So be careful
Are you
when
going to
you're
have
down in the
fireworks
infield.
after the races again?
And not
I
tell
don't know if I'm
anybody?
going to do that. Well, here's the thing. You go back to that 2 years ago. I had the same fireworks. I wore the same fireworks that they get at Knoxville.
Yeah.
Right? Same company, same set, everything. Where the speedways are different, where the setup's different. You know, the infield down there doesn't have guardrail. We have all kinds of problems in Boone that they don't have at Knoxville. Trying to do that, and so they kind of presented themselves this year. Last year, obviously we didn't. It had rained, and so we got the fireworks guys down there. So it was really easy for them to light them off. There really wasn't anybody down in the infield. But this year we had all the race teams down there because of the feature. We did our normal Saturday night.
It was normal Saturday, no rain.
Right, with no rain, and there's too many people down there. He refused to shoot them off.
There were a lot of people.
So we had to try to get people out of there. By the time we tried to get everybody out of there, hell, we were all up in the fan zone at that point.
Well, I remember Ryan saying,
I kept
everybody clear the
announcing it,
infield.
yeah.
And I'm like, what's
It was
going
a
on
great-
down there? Is there a fight or something?
It had to have been a great
No,
show.
the fights were up in the fans.
Oh, yeah, that was, everybody clear the fan zone. There's a fight.
From Highway 30. It had to have been a great looking fireworks show.
It was
I could
long.
see most
mean,
of it. I
was
could see
long.
most of it from the fan zone.
So we'll do it different. More flamethrowers, less fireworks. I think is the plan for
like
next
that.
year.
Like,
Yeah. Back to national champions. So Baca wins from Arizona,
Yep.
unofficially wins from Arizona. You got Tim Ward wins the Supernationals,
Yep.
officially
From
from
Arizona.
Arizona.
Well,
Now
now
he's kinda
that's
like a
that's
transplant.
questionable.
Yeah,
Where he's from.
it depends on who you ask.
Well, I mean, he was born and raised
Born and
in
raised
Arizona.
there.
But Then he
Correct.
moved to
Originally.
Nebraska. Then he kind of moved over.
And then Taylor Cool won our Lady Eagle as well
Yeah.
from Arizona,
From Arizona.
but living in Iowa. So kind of like Tim Ward. But no, I mean, I think it's cool when stuff like that happens. I just think it goes to demonstrate that, you can bring, it doesn't matter where you're from when it comes to winning our national championships or when it comes to the competitiveness of the divisions in IMCA. I mean, guys, Supernationals is a good example of that, I think, and Race Saver Nationals is a good example of that. It's just the racing's good. Have good rules, decent rules. I don't think our rules are too bad. Let the racers sort it out on the racetrack.
Yeah. Or in the fan zone.
Or fans.
Or in the pits. Or right on the front stretch. They can sort it out wherever they want. Who else did we
Or
have for?
Corey
Southern
Dumpert.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Corey
Corey
Dumpert
Dumpert.
won for the, 5th year?
Dumpert.
Yeah,
Yep.
5 straight in a late model.
Tyler Drucke in the sprint car.
Yep. Olmsted in the hobby stocks, which is probably what is probably the most interesting of our championships.
That was as close as it could have been.
Yeah.
It gets about as close as it can get.
I actually had some messages about that, asking how he won it, because Mike Smith had won, I think, 34 features or something like that, but it's based on your first 50 starts.
Correct.
And the first 50 starts, Olmsted had 28 wins, Smith had 27. They both maxed out on bonus points, so the tiebreaker went to feature wins, and that was Olmsted.
Didn't Smith have a 9-car feature win too, though? He had technically.
He might have had
I think he
28
had
wins, but he had
28.
27 40-point
According
wins.
to people that just wanted to say it was a win.
Right.
I think they tied at 20 with 28 wins, but one of Smith's was a 9-car.
Yeah,
final,
because there was
Right.
under 10 cars.
which moves it to a 39-point win.
Right.
And we use the 40-point wins to break the ties. And it has to be within the first 50 starts. So you could win 100 features,
Wouldn't
Again,
matter, yeah, it's gotta be.
It's kind of been the theory of how we've calculated our bonus points and how we calculate our national championships. We try to keep those numbers to where they're kind of attainable for people that race in all different parts of the country. And
Yeah.
obviously, Olmsted isn't from Iowa.
There are guys who'd race 80,
Nebraska.
90 nights. I mean,
Nebraska.
He's racing. He races out in Nebraska.
Hobby stocks in
Kansas.
Nebraska. He comes to the Supernationals. Obviously, won it last
won
year. I thought every time he was on the racetrack this year at Supernationals,
good.
he was fast.
Yeah, I think he was everybody's pick for the hobby.
He-
stock.
But didn't he
He
win? He
looked
won
like
the
the car to
ROC
beat.
again, didn't he, for the third year in a row?
Did he?
I think.
Yeah. I
Then he
just
got a-
remember.
Then he got a flat there in the feature.
I remember the first. It was during the prelude. My oldest daughter Alyssa was down in the infield with Virginia, and I think Kennedy. I think they were all down there, and they were racing, and I was doing something. I wasn't in the infield, but I'd caught the jumbotron a couple of times when I think I was up in the fan zone doing something. I caught Olmsted was leading like most of that prelude race, and I went down into the infield, and I'm like, well, what the heck? Where's Olmsted at? He wasn't even out there. My oldest daughter said, "Dad, that guy led that whole race and he crashed on the restart and didn't even finish, but he was fast."
He was fast.
Yeah, no, he is quick. He's a quick hobby
Yeah.
racer.
And he had similar luck, I think, in a couple of qualifiers. I think he was
Yeah.
up front a lot and got
Yeah.
tore up.
Isn't he the one?
Put it
Yeah,
back
'cause he had to
together
come-
and came
he had to
back
come
and put it
through
back together
the
and came
last
back.
chance. Yeah, he had to come
Yeah.
through the last chance feature.
I
Yeah.
think isn't he the one that? I gotta look at his. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
Just fast. He was fast at Supernationals. Seeing him win the national championship isn't really a surprise in my opinion.
No. And what's also nice about our structure is you have to race weekly. You're really almost forced to win a track champampionship.
I mean, you really
You are.
are.
You pretty
Bonus
much are.
points
Yes.
will. Yeah.
In our
Yep.
sport mods Southern Sport Mods is the best example of that. Shepard has led the points for the Southern Sport Mods for quite a while.
Most of the
He's been up
season,
to most of the season. He's been up top. He may not have led it, but he's been up. He had a lot of wins.
Yeah.
I think the most wins had anybody in the division this year, but he wasn't dedicated or he didn't.
15 wins. In
He
his
didn't
first
have
40 starts.
Yeah, he didn't win a track championship.
David Phillips, he won Boyd, got the 13 bonus points. He went in, I think, 10 points behind him, and the
Yep.
13 bonus points
Yep.
put him around.
Yep, jumped them on bonus points. So that, to some, that's a little controversial. You know, what's it matter? The wins or the track championships? To obviously to us, we
Both.
think that it's a combination.
Yeah.
Correct. That the days of and it used to be you didn't have to win a track
No,
championship.
you could race out at get your max points at 40 wins.
Yeah, you could win an IMCA national championship without even racing weekly at any track.
No, you could just
if
go
you
race
wanted to, you
wherever.
could just jump around and race for wins.
Cherry pick.
For many years, it was like that. I don't know if it was necessarily cherry picking because they're still racing competitively, but yeah, you could lower your point average by not finishing. You could burn starts, and again, that's why we're at we cap the starts. It makes the start more valuable. You can't really burn starts under our structure now. You might be able to a little bit, but you can't manipulate it very much. You've got to be pretty dedicated to some sort of track championship somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, so you had the Southern Sport Mods with Shepard getting jumped by bonus points by Phillips.
I think that was the only one that really was affected by that. Matt Loft won again, 6th time in the Sport Mod. He had a pretty
Some Rafferty
dominant
guy
season.
won again.
Dylan Rafferty won. Randy Martin from Texas was a Sport Compact national champion.
Yeah, he might be the only one that I don't know if I necessarily know that much about.
He was at Supernationals.
Yeah, he came to
wasn't
Boone. Yeah,
I remember
he and
Supernationals.
Colby Sabin that were battling first and second in national points were battling
Did
for
he
a
pass?
transfer spot. in
Oh,
one
that's
of the
right, they were,
B-mains.
weren't they?
Were,
Yeah.
they were battling for a
Did he pass
transfer.
Tech?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he was not an alternate.
Sport Compacts at Supernational, that's a start.
I just took the
50-50.
brace off of
Took
my
the
hand
brace off.
from all of the carpal tunnel from signing all those fine letters. I finally took the brace off.
Just stamp it.
You got a brace, Jim's got a boot.
You need
We're
a
all
muzzle.
beat up.
Oh, we've known that for years.
The muzzle.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, so we've got our national championships unofficially announced. Working on getting all of our track championships, all that stuff, all officially announced. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
What
Banquet-
would you say? 400? And did you tell me a number? What's
For
somebody?
what?
Bill might
Oh,
have
for
told me.
track champions, probably
like
would have been Bill.
400 and I can't remember. It's 4 something.
For track champions.
He was working on letters, because Bill works on trying to get all the letters to everybody that I sign, and
And
he
you
works.
sign all those.
I sign them all.
You sign
personally.
every one of them individually.
Yeah, I
don't
These
only-
people didn't know
No,
that. Yeah.
I
no
don't
rubber
stamp 'em.
stamps.
I don't.
You were
stamp
just
'em.
telling him he should get a stamp, but you don't.
For
know
my
the
9 fine letters.
Yeah.
But he's going to sign 4.
This is the way I look at that. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a stack. It's a pretty big stack of letters every year, and I just think out of respect to the guys that are racing IMCA that I should sign it, and not have it done with a computer and not have it done by somebody else or not have it stamped. To me, I sign every one of them. Sometimes my pen goes to crap while I'm signing them. I have to switch pens. Every once in a while, I'll get one that it fades, and I'm like, that kind of looks like shit. Because some people
Reprint
keep
this
them.
one, Bill.
Some
You
people
ever
keep
switch
'em.
colors of the pen? Go from black to blue?
I
or-
sign them with blue. I pick a blue pen because of that. I want people to at least if they look at it, I want them to say, "Hey, did he really sign this?" Yeah, I sign them. Sign them every year. It's just kind of one of those things. I kind of look forward to it, but I don't. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a lot of letters.
100%.
But
It's one of those things
some
where you
people
feel
keep
better
them.
when it's done.
Yeah, I feel better when it's done, and the people keep them and they post them on Facebook. I see people post them, so
I've seen people post Ryan's letters on Facebook.
yeah,
too.
they do that too. Do you sign them?
Every one of them. And it's kind of funny. If I don't like the signature on it, I'll reprint it and do it again, especially if I know it's going to a guy who I think may put it on social media.
Scribble it so they can't read
Oh,
your
that
name.
doesn't look good enough. That's not social media
Oh,
word.
nice. Yeah, so we're working on what we're out of weekly racing now. We're trickling into we've already been there a couple of weeks of special
Special
events.
season.
Yeah, it's
Still
special
lots of
season.
racing going on.
All over.
Lots.
All over.
Never stops.
I mean, it really doesn't.
This is probably the last next couple weeks.
It's-
Next
weekend.
2 weekends are pretty. There's a lot of racing this weekend.
yeah.
Next weekend.
It starts to taper a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop, but it really starts to taper quite a bit when you get
And
into
obviously
November.
a lot of big traditional specials coming up.
Yeah.
Abilene. How many years have we had?
Oh, the Southern Challenge.
Oh my gosh. It's got to be 25, 26 years.
Yeah, I've been going almost every year that since Tommy had the place. Obviously,
Yeah.
I've been going down there. I always get the two confused. I always like David Phillips, who won our Southern Sport Mod National Championship. I cross paths with him in Abilene every year, and so usually sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. But sometimes I'm there and sometimes I'm not. But I always get confused. Like, was I in Abilene at the Icebreaker or was I there at the Southern Challenge?
Because they both can be equally cold.
Yes, they can be.
Yes.
Correct.
But
Abilene.
the Icebreaker, you have less of a chance of seeing snakes. At
Correct.
the
You are correct
Icebreaker.
there.
Yeah, the snakes haven't come out of hibernation
But this time of year, the
yet.
snakes, well, they're traveling because they're getting ready to go burrow for the winter. So.
Yeah, they're trying to find the place to hide
Yeah.
versus having been hide and coming out. Hidden. Whatever word I use.
A ribbon.
A ribbon. I was going to say, what was that word he used?
Sorry. Back to my
We have a
vocabulary.
ribbon.
Oh, we have a ribbon.
So we got Abilene coming up.
Batesville.
Batesville.
Batesville
Batesville had a
for
race.
the modifieds. Hope for how many years has that been going on? God, that's got to be
race
coming
for
up on
10-ish.
10-ish, yeah.
plus, yeah.
In the
So,
Seventh annual. Yeah, mods this time at Batesville. Stock cars was a couple of weeks ago.
TJ Herndon won that deal.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you've told somebody that it was 10 when it really wasn't, Jerry?
No. Tell myself every day.
Good Lord.
It's a nice looking 10 there, but it's more like
It's
5.
You were lying. You were
three.
lying when you said it was 7.
Yeah. Well, if you lie down, it looks different. So,
Independence coming up. Park Jefferson in a couple weeks. Beatrice this coming up weekend.
Oktoberfest.
I mean, once
Yeah, the Bud
What's that?
Nationals.
Oh,
Bud
yeah, Bud
Nationals in
Nash.
Bakersfield. Had Watsonville had a race, had their Pettit Memorial.
Pettit Memorial. That was
a couple weeks ago.
It's been a couple years since I've been out there. I always enjoy going to Watsonville. It's just a cool part of the country. It's on the,
Oh yeah.
Never been
yeah.
there.
It's on the. I mean, it's on the cool side of California. Cool meaning temperature wise. If you go to Watsonville, it's kind of like down in a valley.
Yeah.
They grow a lot of. I don't know if it's lettuce or
Garlic. Is it
artichokes.
garlic around there?
They grow artichokes, I know. Artichokes and lettuce, but there's a big dole plant and everything right there in
yeah.
Watsonville. So there's a lot of vegetables being grown in that little, they call it the valley. And then literally you can see the bluff, the cliff, or what I would call it a mountain if you compare it to Iowa. You drive up over it, which is probably 30, 35 minutes to get over the top of it. It's not that far. And it's 20 degrees warmer on the other side of it when you get to the top. It's always like in the 70s in Watsonville. California weather, average 76 degrees or whatever it is.
That's perfect.
It's a cool racetrack. Perfect size for IMCA racing. You see where John Prentice had a knee replacement, full knee replacement
He did.
this week. Yeah,
Really?
must have had it right after the Pettit, from what I can gather. I haven't talked to him. Dave went out there. Dave went out to the Pettit. Folger
He's not
won.
even. He's
Folger
not even
won
that
one.
old.
No, he's not. He's about
early
my
50s,
age.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's about my age.
Well, when he goes bad, it goes bad.
But Troy Folger won that 103 lap race.
A little tricky.
Yeah, he came out to Boone and was fast. I thought he was fast
He was
right
fast
out
in
of the
both
gate.
cars.
He
Yes.
was. He
Yeah.
looked good.
He was
Right
up
off the
front in
box.
both features in the Prelude. Had some bad luck. I think at the
Only he could do a
Supernationals.
wheelie.
Yeah. Yeah. He can ride a motorcycle wheelie farther than anybody I ever met in my life. I think I've told this story
Exactly.
before. He could literally probably ride a wheelie from Boone to Watsonville.
Probably could.
I mean, can you ride a wheelie? Can you ride regular on a bicycle or on a motorcycle? Or
I
anything?
could
I could
ride
have
a
when
wheelie
I
on a
for
bike, like a
short
little Huffy or
distance.
something.
Short distance.
Some
But I
guys
couldn't like
make
do it
that-
like across the block or anything.
Some guys make that look like so easy, that like they just get like it's gonna fall
They
down.
just
and
get it up
right
and
back,
it's-
and they just ride, and then they'll ride the thing in a circle.
I know. And then if they're crazy enough,
I have
they'll
not
pop
got
it
that
up on the
much
front
balance.
tire.
I haven't got that much balance.
I have hard enough time balancing on 2 feet to walk across the street, let alone do a wheelie.
Correct.
I'd go to Vail for a wedding a couple weeks
wheels.
ago.
That's right, you were in
we drove Pikes Peak
You did
All the way to the top.
all the way to the summit.
really?
You want? I mean, those guys that race up that thing. They do that Pikes Peak, what hill climber or whatever. I don't know if they go all the way to the summit.
Yeah, they do.
They
race
do.
it.
There is corners that you literally, the inside radius is this table that when you turn, and you're looking straight up.
It's.
I mean, I'm sitting there like this, going, "Oh shit, are we gonna turn?"
Never
What's
been there.
crazy? That used to
awesome.
be dirt, gravel.
I know.
when they were doing it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? It's neat. I went up there
crazy.
for practice a few years back and watched practice.
Yeah, I'd like to go
That's
see
crazy.
it. It looks pretty awesome.
Yep, it's crazy.
One false move, and you're 14,000 foot to the ground.
Oh yeah, they have a couple go off every couple of years. You'll see one go off, but
It's not like flipping off the top of Boone or anything. But I just saw a thing. How did you get Mike Juergens to run the striper at Boone?
You didn't know he was
wouldn't
doing
leave me
that?
alone.
didn't know
I
was
knew he
doing
was
it.
doing it, but
I thought he told
I
everybody.
should have made him pay us to do that.
He was proud of that, though.
He was
in the
proud of
pace-
that, but he
was
would
in the
go
pace car.
around things.
Yeah.
He was in the pace car one night, too.
Well, he did bring the basketball team from Iowa State over.
He did.
His wife brought
Well,
the
his
basketball
wife did.
team.
Yeah, they didn't come because of him. Yeah, I did have to look down that one line. They went, and then you could see
could
there was a
tell.
golf cart parked
Whoops.
there, and
Yeah.
he wasn't stopping. I'm like,
Oh, Larry Larson wouldn't have stood for that.
No,
no,
he
Larry
didn't
would have
stop.
got. Larry would have got a old lump would have got out. He
He
pulled the
was
golf
chalk
cart
out
out of the way and said, "You don't park there." Oh, Larry.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But we had since our last podcast, you had 141 had their end of the year special, had a couple hundred cars.
So they almost only had about 300, I think.
Yeah, they almost had
Yeah.
300 the first night.
Things were down.
290 or something.
That's just crazy up there. You 50 modifieds, 50 sport mods, 50 stock cars. It's just absolutely nuts. Shelby County and Harlan, they had about 190 show up for the tiny one this year, and that was with weather. I mean, I'm in
Oh, yeah, that was
Omaha, which
supposed
is
to
only
rain
about
all
Yeah, it was
night.
supposed to
Yeah.
rain Friday, and
40,
to get
50
that many
miles.
cars with weather forecast. And that's what crazes me about that is on a weekly show, they'll radar race and they'll watch the weather. But like that show there, it's like it didn't matter.
rained.
They were going anyway.
Saturday
tiny
night. It rained a lot of rain within 2 miles of the track.
Yeah.
Saturday, and they got the show in and had a hell of a crowd, and obviously a ton of cars in the pits. I mean, shit, who knows what would have happened if it would have rained? They would have had to tell the people, hold on to your wristbands and tickets for another year.
I think the season was about over, so people knew that if they were going to go racing, they were going to have to do it now.
Harlan, Shelby County is one of those places that, they shortened the facility, and it seems to have really been something that everybody appreciates.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear a lot of bad things about. I haven't heard anything bad about it since they've shortened it.
Well,
Not
that
that
whole
they say it's
weekend,
bad when it's big, but it's just different,
Yeah, it's just that's just
it races good. It's hell of a
which is
hell of
very important.
well, yeah, that's the biggest thing when you change something like that, you want to make sure it's still as racy as what your big because the big track was racy. I mean, that
was.
thing was fast. Holy
Oh.
cow! It
Been
was
to Harlan
fast.
a lot.
Then
First time I
that
went down
same
there.
weekend, Salina raced out in Kansas once again. Weather all around them. They had like 145, 150 IMCA cars down at Salina. Skagit, that same weekend,
They had weather, too.
Yeah.
they had weather. They had to cut it down
Yeah.
to a one-day show just to get it in. So they, once again, hats off to those tracks who stuck the weather out and, did everything they had to do to try to accommodate the fans and drivers. They were moving times up, adjusting stuff like that,
I mean, there are no
Once you-
guarantees when the weather is nice and when it's good.
Yeah.
So these promoters are taking a risk just trying to get the show in, knowing they
And
could
they
lose their
all-
asses.
They all worked their ass off to do it. And once again, nobody had to hold a pit pass and a grandstand ticket for a couple of years to redeem it.
Don't take your armband off.
Don't take your
Leave it
armband
on.
off. Do not shower.
Save it for next
You can
spring.
shower with it. Just
Oh, no, not the paper ones.
you can get about 7 or 8 bathes out of it.
Oh, that's plenty for the off season.
A year, Jerry.
Well,
Could you-
I mean, there are some people that I can't take a
Could you
shower.
imagine
there.
a track telling you to hold on to your wristband for a solid year?
Some people can't hold on to
Jim,
them for
there
a
are
week.
people that
winter.
lose it
Before they get to the parking lot.
They
And that's
hey,
why
we
they.
rained out. Save your pit pass. Hey, I threw my pit pass away when we
Hey.
left.
I think that's why some racetracks say that.
Right.
It's a little bit of
Hoping.
it's a little bit of a gamble. But
Then even
not only the racetracks, Jim, but the racers. You have to commend the racers who support those events.
Oh, absolutely.
They know the forecast just like everybody else knows it. You know, it's so much different. We see it at Supernationals, and we talk about this a little bit, at least behind the scenes. You really, the days of telling the racer, oh no, it's not raining at my racetrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, them
Ring,
days
ring.
are
Speedway.
Those days are
Sunny and
are
70.
very,
Come on.
very, very gone. You know, the
Yeah.
racers don't need to call. They can make their decision
They
with their phone.
Pick
to
up
be
their
quite
phone
honest.
and
So
see.
the
future
racers
casts
that
and-
stuck all these events out at the end of the year, you know, and you mentioned a few of them that had some pretty questionable weather. You know, you got to commend the racer too. You know, the racers need the racetracks as much as the racetracks need the racers. And we've talked about this with COVID back in 2020 and racetracks closing and you know, how everybody was itching to race because they had no place to go. And then, you know, you go a year or two later in the last couple of years, you know, with inflation and stuff, you know, it's as expensive as it's ever been to be a racer.
Yeah.
You know, we know that and the racetracks know that. And you got racers that are sticking it out and supporting the facilities as well. So, you know, again, we're all in this together. We're still, racers don't always agree with what promoters do, and promoters don't agree with what the racers do, and none of them agree with what we do sometimes and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, we're all in the sport together, you know, and seeing these year-end specials be as supported as they are, you know, it's a pretty cool thing for us to see from coast to coast. Skagit is not just up the street from here. Skagit is a long ways from here, you know, and you've got Jamestown that had a really good car count.
Jamestown had a fantastic car count.
On a reschedule
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they had snow Saturday
at the Stampede.
morning. Friday or Saturday morning they had
They had
It's
freeze
always
warnings
cold
out
in
during the
Yeah,
races.
I talked to somebody. They said Friday morning they woke up and there was snow flurries in the air for a couple hours.
And they raced Saturday.
I mean, Hayes last weekend, 194 IMCA cars in Hayes, Kansas.
Yep.
And you know, from all the reports, you know, just a great show. Track was great. I mean, I remember going to my race pass thinking, well, we'll see who's, you know, what race they're on, where they're at. And they were done. I mean, Chris Sutton did a hell of a job last weekend in Hayes. You know, you had, like we talked about Jamestown, you had WWE in Southern Oklahoma at Ardmore. And they had, you know, once again,
That's what I heard.
190 cars.
You film that, Nate? Oh. we missed that part.
There was an altercation that did somebody's fist,
Apparently.
did somebody's fist did somebody run into somebody's fist with their
Apparently.
face or something?
Apparently there's some
What a
deal. Post-race activities, or was it during
No,
races?
on track during race
Do I
activity.
have a letter to write?
Wait,
After hours sparks.
Yeah.
we need Bruce Buffer out there on the front stretch. Ding, ding, ding.
Ready to rumble.
Oh yeah,
Let's
it
get
was
ready to rumble.
That's
it
Michael.
was
Whatever.
And his
good-
brother's Bruce.
good
His brother's
highlights.
Bruce, but
He
he
does
did
it
he
too,
did the
though.
Michael buffer, not
Right.
because they do.
Don't they both do the same thing, though?
Oh,
I
there's
think his-
Brett. There's Brett on the screen behind us with this controversial.
Yeah, that's when they.
I really
Boom,
thought you were
too.
going to slam
Sneak
the
attack
door
me.
right on Ben's face right
when
there.
Bill came walking out, though,
Bill's
in the middle
like,
of that
"What
one,
the
that
hell's
was so
going on?"
perfect.
hell
times.
interstate. I mean, they had what 163, 60
Yeah.
in that range cars.
That's because Jerry was there.
What did you do? Were you on the receiver? Is that what I took from
Just
your?
whatever. I did whatever.
Did you announce?
All
or
those
did you-
cars wouldn't have showed up if Jerry wouldn't have been there.
No,
Yeah,
hell
there'd
no.
have
They
probably
would-
been more if I was
40.
there.
Just ask
If I
Jerry.
wasn't there. I don't take any credit for that shit.
Good.
You don't take any less.
Yeah.
Don't take any less.
That's good. I mean, it was a good show up there. They did a nice job.
Every racetrack deserves that. Every racetrack, you know.
They deserve
Jerry?
a Jerry.
No,
deserve-
Now to
Jerry,
have a good
that.
night. I mean, you
not
gotta
that.
have-
They deserve to have a
racetrack.
good night despite Jerry's attendance.
Yes.
whether it be beginning of the year, end of the year, whatever, middle of the year, whatever it may be. Every racetrack
It's like
deserves
I've said-
those specials. You know, they're very meaningful for all kinds of reasons. You have places like the Tiny Lund Memorial. You know, and there's meaning to that race that goes back historically for a long, long time. But then you just have the meaning that racers just, you know, they want to win more money.
Yeah, they
Usually the
wanna go
purses.
race.
I always used to say, too, when you follow weekly racing, you know where you're going to go from April to September. You know what your Friday, Saturday, and Sundays are going to be like. So it's easy to know where you're going to go. those postseason specials, there's so many of them. There's so many good ones. It's harder to figure
Yeah,
out
you just don't know.
your schedule this time of year than it is even during the heat of the season.
Yep. Yeah, and you see people show at them that you don't necessarily anticipate they'd be there for whatever reason. But having a race car that they can haul across state lines or, a distance of any magnitude and have it being legal is it accommodates that.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. But no, I think
state lines, that's Man Act.
once again, it's been a great special season at IMCA, and I think once again, the tracks and the racers deserve a lot of credit for getting out there, supporting, and putting on some great shows across the country. And it's not over yet.
no, we still got a couple more weeks of it, at least about a month.
I think
of it,
anymore
probably.
December is about the only month that there's not an IMCA race anymore.
Yeah,
Because you'll have November. You'll have. I mean,
Oh yeah,
even though we're done here, I mean, Cocopah and Casa Grande have got.
They race in Columbus Junction on Thanksgiving.
Junction,
I mean,
yeah.
they have
Dick
their
Deacon
Thanksgiving.
Memorial or whatever it is at Casa Grande that they
That's
do.
coming up.
Usually $5,000 to
then-
win.
Yeah, then they have their Thanksgiving weekend race down there at
Yeah.
Yuma. Brad has that. That's kind of a neat deal. They all get together and have Thanksgiving dinner right there at the track on Thursday during a practice. And you think about it, in December, everything kind of goes quiet. And then
Celebrate Christmas, and then it starts all over again.
yeah,
Usually 1st or 2nd of January.
yeah.
January 2nd, that's practice at Cocopah. Or no,
Crazy.
practice at Cocopah for the Winter Nationals.
We'll work on getting our rules posted here usually around, it's about a month from now, towards the end of November.
Middle to end, right before the banquet, isn't
Yeah.
it? They try to do that.
Mid to end November. We get together as a group and try to decide. We've got some things on the radar, I think, that people are probably a little bit aware of, and maybe some things that aren't, but we're not going to change much, put it that way. Again, we still kind of take the position that, no change is probably the best thing for us to be doing. But unfortunately, at times we have to change things. So we'll start working on that. So it'll be rules season before long. It'll,
Trade show season.
we're starting to get the, hey, I'm building a car for next year. Is anything changes? Kind of emails. I'm getting Facebook messages and stuff like that.
I see the Mod Lights, they put out something on Facebook about a couple little changes that they're making. So I mean, getting everybody ahead of the curve on that.
Yep. And some of the Mod Light stuff, some of that stuff, Jimmy will reach out to me or Jimmy reaches out to Dave and they discuss, hey, how do you do this in other divisions? And obviously it's a completely different race car, but there's still a philosophy there, an approach we like to take that's consistent with other classes. So, yeah, and Jimmy and I have talked about some of that the last week or two. But again, nothing terribly, terribly earth-shattering in any division. Still have the issue with metric frames in stock cars and hobby stocks and Southern Sport Mods and the supply of those. At some point in time, those are going to be depleted, but we think we have a little bit of a game plan with that, which is going to be cool. We'll make that announcement when it's time. Other than that, I don't
Like I said,
anticipate-
getting ready, PRI. And,
Get the
Yeah,
national
trade
banquet
shows.
coming
National
up.
Banquet.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, which reminds me, we'll send out all the banquet invites probably in about, is when they're official? Our points
Yes,
are
after
official.
they're official. It'll be the end of October probably.
So
when-
towards the end of this month, in about 2 weeks, we'll start sending out banquet invites to everybody when they're official.
I like it at the football game on Fridays at 11 o'clock kickoff.
In Lincoln.
So all the drunk people will be out when we're all getting to town.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm all, we get there the day before. I think I'm going to go to the game.
Battle of the losers.
Well, I mean,
Iowa could be in the driver's seat for the Big Ten West if they win in Wisconsin this weekend.
Exactly.
If they don't lose in Wisconsin.
Nebraska could very well beat Iowa. They can't beat anybody else, but they could probably beat Iowa. Yeah, I said that.
Anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
Yes.
Yeah, not really.
You see Georgia Tech beat Miami of Florida, though?
Not really.
I mean, there's
I actually thought the Cowboys had a chance last night. That
they
didn't
did,
work
and then,
out.
and
they had
then-
a chance
really.
and then they
till
kicked off.
If McCaffrey got hurt or something, first play of the game.
I mean, I think you'd have had to have kidnapped Brock Purdy.
He had, what, 4 touchdown passes?
McCaffrey makes me laugh because
what's his name? Kittle had 3
Yeah.
receptions.
3.
He said he had
McCaffrey
a
makes
hat
me
trick.
laugh because my neighbor's a huge Iowa fan, and when they were playing the Rose Bowl against Stanford, this is a handful of years ago. McCaffrey was playing for Stanford, and my neighbor, who's he's like a diehard Iowa guy. He drives from Vinton, Iowa to Pasadena, nonstop.
Oh, Jesus.
Didn't even stop. He drives like 23 hours or 2
I take
hours.
that. I did
It
that
was a
from Des
long
Moines
ways.
to Tampa one year for a.
Oh, thanks.
And this makes me laugh because the first play of that game, for those that remember, they hand the ball off to McCaffrey, and he runs it like 80 yards for a touchdown, the very first play of that game. And it was all downhill from Iowa.
That was ugly.
It was all downhill
ugly.
from Iowa. My neighbor loaded up at halftime and drove back home. He was so pissed
Your
off.
neighbor?
Yes. It just makes me laugh every time I think about it. Because I see, you drove all the way out there? He goes, yeah, I was so mad at halftime, I just left. Just left and came back home.
I went to the Iowa game last
It's not like
weekend.
it's a just drive down the street.
Because when they played Michigan State, and they win, but I don't know how they win. I've always been an Iowa fan, but man, it's been rough. They're not a very good
just
5-1 team right now.
No, they're not a very good 5-1.
But they're winning. That's what matters.
Yep.
A win is a win.
That's right.
Oh, hey, I do want to wish my wife happy birthday. Her birthday was like 3 days ago.
Oh, we saw that, yeah.
Friday.
On the Book of Face.
Yeah, and I had accidentally scheduled to go to Boone that day and forgot.
You
And
scored
she
points,
was
didn't you?
Pissed off. Oh man, she took a day off work.
Did she go to Boone with you?
And no, I
Didn't
tried.
make it a
I
date?
actually tried to convince her. I said, "Hey, just ride with me to Boone. We'll leave early. Take Ken to school. We'll leave early, and then
You'll buy
Make
at
a
the
day
Saints
of
Cafe.
it.
we'll go to Des Moines. We'll shop for a little bit, and then we'll go to Boone. I had to go Boone for about an hour, and then get my stuff, and then we'll come back home." And she's like, "Nope." So,
Was it like nope or was it like nope?
yeah, it was a
Nope.
not happy kind of deal.
It's
But
kind of one of those. Nope.
I ain't gonna say how old she is, but she's younger than me. But it was a good day. I made it back at a reasonable time. I got back at like 3 or something like that. 3.
Could have come down to Des Moines. We could have had lunch.
Yeah.
Did you get her birthday cake? Some flowers?
I got her a plant.
Got her a plant? What kind of plant? Some
I don't
hostas?
know. No, she likes plants, so I got her a. They called the planter was a flight, and so it had like 3 little. What they call them something.
Plants come in flights now.
Wow, you can get
What are the
everything
little
in
the
flights.
little plants, you know, the little.
Stopped at this place in
They
Vail
call
and
them
they had
something.
flights too.
a couple of plants. We went out to the Rendezvous in Vinton and hung out.
Living large.
The big city.
Oh, I
You
bet she
didn't
was.
take her to the pizza
I
ranch?
bet she was pissed.
Have a birthday party for her
No.
in the back room?
Bet so.
Excited.
But it is
That
her
was
birthday.
Friday. Was it Friday?
She
that one?
she has lived in Iowa now almost half of her adult life.
Oh, and she'll admit to that, right?
Almost half of her life she's
She'll let
lived in
everybody
Vinton
know that.
now, and she reminds me every day.
So that makes her more of an
She didn't like
Iowegian
that.
than a Texan, correct?
She's almost an Iowan. She's gonna round up. She's gonna be a Yankee.
So when do divorce proceedings start then, Brad? I mean,
I don't
Before,
know.
before she
when I
officially
start
becomes
calling
an
her a
Iowegian.
Yankee. When I go to Texas, I'm like, hey, I'm not completely a Yankee. I got 2 dogs from Texas. My wife's a Texan, and my daughter's a half Texan. It makes me kind of like maybe some sort of a.
It's your honorary.
So you think
Yeah,
that,
there
gives
you
you,
go. I'm an honorary
that
Texan.
gives you street cred down in
street
Waco.
cred.
That gives
Down
you street,
in
yeah, that gives
Waco,
you
is that
street
right?
cred.
Yeah,
Waco street cred. You can't call me a Yankee.
I can technically wear cowboy boots without getting beat up down there. Because
Do you wear boots?
I do. I wear. I
Remember we
wear
talked
cowboy
about this.
boots.
He's got a pair.
Cowboy boots are so incredibly comfortable. They really are. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, why do people wear those all day? They have to hurt your feet. In fact,
Oh, no,
in
they're
fact,
actually-
it's the exact opposite. But anyhow, I don't wear a hat. My wife's like, "Oh, we got to get you a cowboy hat." I'm like, "That is not going to happen."
Oh, come on.
How about
I will
how
get the
about a
crap
big
kicked
shiny
out of me
belt
somewhere.
buckle?
Yeah, how about a big hubcap on your
big
waist?
No.
shiny belt.
Somebody be like, "Well, you got that hat on, boy. Take it off my head and pop me in the mouth." Pow. Anyhow, but we're going to Texas in what, 2 days? Yeah, 2 days. Going back down there.
What for? Just
My annual Iron Man
Oh, you were doing that again?
Oh, that's right.
You've done that 3 or 4 years
expedition.
now.
It's not a race to me. It's
Isn't
like
this
an
the
expedition.
lake?
Survival.
Isn't this the lake that you swim through that has like the killer man-eating fishes in it?
They literally
The gars or whatever they are.
2 weeks ago, literally, it was on the news in Waco. They caught a 4-foot alligator in the right in the friggin' area that we friggin'
Damn it,
swim.
they caught the one I put in there?
Shit.
An alligator. I'm like, come on.
I
That'll
wonder
make
if
you should set record or
Jim
personal
asked me
best
that one day,
time.
he goes, "You wanna go to
I
Waco?"
might.
You'll be swimming faster than ever.
Yeah.
I was going to try
That's
to
just for
improve
you
Brett's
So
swim time.
Yeah, it'll make him quicker. That's just you compete against yourself just to prove you can do it, right?
it's an expedition. It's not a race to me.
Yeah, because last year we talked about this. Where
Now, you've
people
been
who do
working
those
out, though.
will-
People take this stuff way too serious. I mean, they got to ruin it. It's like racing. Why do people got these so terribly serious about it? It ruins it in some aspects.
Brett takes the
But
Allen
everything is
Iverson-
Everybody
like
tries
that.
to get that advantage. Instead of stopping at the Kaibo, you just go while you run.
the-
Have you ever tried to do that? You wouldn't rag Bry, right?
Oh,
Yeah, no,
go
no.
to the
I-
bathroom
Rag
while
Bry,
you're in
There's
motion.
no way. There's no way in hell I'm going to shit
See,
or piss myself.
I don't know how you. I don't know if I could. I don't know. I
They
suppose
say
mean, I
that's
get
what you
swamp
do when
acid,
you're on a
it's
bike
crazy.
when you're on a bike for 100 miles in a full Ironman. They say that's what they do. They just wet themselves. But in the 50 mile, the half Ironman, it's like 51 miles or 52 miles or something like that. I had to go pee so bad the first year I did it, and I kept telling myself, just go, and I
do
couldn't.
it. You couldn't bring yourself.
I
to
could
do
not
it.
do it.
No.
I could not bring myself to just wet myself on a bicycle.
You got new inner
But they
tubes for
warn
them
you. It's in
tires?
the athlete's guide. They warn you for people that will do that. So
The older you get, the easier it'll probably be to make
Yeah.
that decision, though.
I'll be doing that
guess.
at
Or your
65,
bladder will
and
make
it's like,
that
oh,
decision for
here we
you.
go.
I'm gonna. What the heck just happened? Is that sweat? No. I use the Kaibos in the transition areas.
I use the Kaibo on the rack bray too, or a cornfield.
Everybody thinks the Kaibos are bad at a racetrack. Go to an Ironman.
Oh boy.
Oh, I bet. All that protein whey, all that stuff you guys eat and
it's
drink.
bad
No,
there
thanks.
too.
No, thanks.
Oh my God, is somebody
Oh.
dead in here? No, Brett just went crapped.
What happened? Oh,
How far into this are we, Nate? This is
yeah,
it's getting deep.
Yeah, we ain't even been talking that long.
Oh, my
I just want to
been an
change the
hour.
subject. Honestly, I just want to change the subject. I'm talking
I
about.
get-
So if this
Halloween.
is my
What are
last,
you going to
His
be for
pants.
Halloween?
Well, you know
Halloween's
what?
right around the corner.
I already told you that.
Speaking,
didn't I?
speaking
But
of
you didn't tell the
costumes,
peoples.
speaking of costumes, Jerry, I'm glad you brought this up.
Oh boy.
Something that kind of, maybe I need one of these little deals where I can have my own little segment where I can rant on something, Jim's rants or something like that.
That's an everyday
I thought that
way
was
of
for the
life.
last 45 minutes. Anyway,
But
welcome to
could
this
you-
section. Welcome to a new. We're going to try this out. This is ranting by Jim.
Could you imagine posting a picture and trying to fool people into thinking that that's a picture from your event when it isn't?
We do that at
I just-
Supernationals all the time.
I just can't imagine. We would
I've-
never
I
think.
Photoshop,
We
I
would
put-
never
use
think of
filters.
doing some. We would never think of doing something like that at Supernationals. As a matter of fact, I was just looking through new pictures from
It's
Byron Fichter, and I mean, I didn't see anything that didn't look like
it happens all the time, Jim. Everybody just used to it now.
Supernationals.
Yeah, I mean it's stock photo, or what do they call it? File photo or something.
No, not just that, but everybody does it all the time because they got all those apps where they can like take all the wrinkles off their faces and stuff. So nothing anymore is as it seems. You know what I mean? You'd be like,
I mean,
you ever-
photoshopping. I mean, look at Playboy in the last 10
I mean,
years.
we all have friends on Facebook. And you see people.
Who the hell's that? Nate, do you-
What's Playboy?
Oh, look at Playgirl the last 10 years, Ryan. Oh, you have.
Oh,
Haven't you ever been like it? Someplace and you see somebody and like, that person does not look like that on Facebook.
right.
I'm sure people say that about me because my wife's always like taking the wrinkles off my face.
Well, she
and
uses
stuff.
the filters. Yeah,
she
she's
uses
using. We've taken pictures,
like-
and I'm like, man, do I look that good in real life?
The one that pissed me off was the one that like puts eyeshadow on you. Have you ever seen that, like eyelashes?
Oh, yeah.
And so she'll take one because she has that to enhances her eyelashes.
Yeah.
And she'll put that one on there, and then she'll want me to take a picture with her, and then I got eyelash. I'm like, I don't want that thing on my face.
I don't need a filter. I have naturally long and beautiful eyelashes.
So it's normal,
I don't
Jim.
need that.
Do we have any of those pictures
Yeah,
from the
this is normal.
Supernationals that we can show people?
There it
right
is.
there. Right now,
That's Lake
looking-
Boone right there.
Oh, that's Boone Lake.
Lake Boone.
Oh, there's
yes.
Bob Fleshman.
No, no.
He's got a marlin down there.
This
in the
is
corner.
actually, it's not entirely true. It's not Lake Boone. This is out by the ledges. This is the road course that we've built for the Speedway.
What?
Yes.
Nobody's supposed to know that.
It's somewhere over by Monaco.
But I mean, you know,
They
so
mean
we would
Madrid?
never thinking about using this as a picture of the Supernationals and
I
telling
think I see
people
my
this-
boat.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's hanging off the back of that big one.
No, it's that big one out there. It's a the ocean
No,
liner.
it's that little one hanging off the back of that big one. It's got
Oh,
a
the
blue tarp
dinghy,
on it.
the rescue boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Spec Parts 1 is out there somewhere.
It's over at the airport.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the yacht
in the
spec
private
parts.
hangar.
Well, of course.
But what are you going to do? That's my rant for today.
That would be kind of cool if that was Boone. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, but we don't have a lake like that.
Minus the turn in different directions and stuff.
Well, we'd have to maybe put a pond in the infield so we can park boats in the infield at Boone.
Yeah.
Maybe Boone
We'd
too.
have to inflate them first, though.
There's an idea.
I've had a lot of people ask about Flo. She has made a full recovery
Sure you
after her pack rat incident.
Well, you know,
She has made a full recovery. She is back.
we blew a hitch pin.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. And broke one of the hitch
It's
pins.
pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's
It
pretty. Yeah,
was.
you watched that. When that
That one
backer
just
goes-
nosed over. It's like, whoop, just flipped right over. It's like when you see the guys at the rodeo do that, you know. And they
Oh
go,
yeah,
the horse will do
where
that.
Where,
you know?
where they're
Or even the
where
bull.
the saddle bronc riders will come up and that.
Yeah, the horses
It'll
do
just on its fronts and be like,
like,
we're
shit,
done, and then
I'm too far forward.
We
Gonna
meant to do
barrel
that,
roll.
though. Part of the entertainment package we provide at the Supernationals.
It is. Heck yeah.
Fireworks and rolling packers.
What else we got to talk about? I think we're about done.
Halloween's around the corner. Tricks or treat candy.
Do you go to any Halloween parties?
Ooh, this.
Wow.
The Boone documentary is in edit stage. It's going to be released in when?
Fuel the Thunder.
A couple of weeks? 3 weeks.
Jim says fuel the thunder.
That's still in the edit table. That's still in the production room.
Did we ever get any footage from that?
That was in like 2009.
Yeah.
Fuel the thunder.
You know it's spectacular when it takes a couple of decades to edit.
Correct.
Just some fine tuning.
It's like a fine wine, Jim.
Yeah.
Only gets better with age.
Yes, just let it sit. It'll pop up someday, and it'll taste really good. Oh shoot! So that'll be cool. I'm kind of excited to see the documentary. That'd be cool. Jeremy Cross, right? Was that his name? Jeremy.
Yep. Dirt Collective.
Where is that going to be available?
So if you bought the Supernationals
Okay.
pay-per-view, you will get it
Exclusively.
exclusively.
What
Early
about
access.
what about for those of us that don't pay for it?
Yeah. Well,
So if I have a YouTube channel, can I just copy that and throw it on my YouTube channel, Nate? Jim?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Why not? What the hell?
Is it going to kind of be like Hard Knocks where they don't edit anything
Well,
out?
only my family's going to watch my YouTube channel.
Nobody else?
Nobody else.
I don't know if you know this or not, but my family doesn't even watch my YouTube channel.
Well,
You have a
they know
YouTube
you.
channel?
Do you blame them?
They know you.
Have you met yourself?
Wow.
Probably
Would you watch yourself?
nobody watches your YouTube is probably as successful as your OnlyFans page.
We love you, Jerry.
I know.
He got the memo on the hoodie. Nobody else did. Jim's wearing a damn Syracuse
Jim's.
hoodie.
I'm wearing a short
Did
T-shirt
Syracuse
and it's
win this weekend,
45
Jim?
degrees out.
Did
I don't know
Syracuse
if they
win?
played. They might not have
You
played.
didn't follow?
I thought I know. I was watching the game. I can't remember what it was. And I scrolled through it, and I saw some orange helmets, and I thought it was Syracuse playing, but they had an eye on them, and they're like, it would actually be in Illinois. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not Syracuse.
Which had to be one of the worst college football games I've ever seen. I watched a little bit of that Nebraska-Illinois game.
That was the one I was watching. That's it.
Oh, it's like, holy shit, I don't want to win, you win. No, you win, I don't want to win.
I don't think
they're going to have another
Syracuse-
game like that in November.
They had a bye week last week.
in Lincoln.
Syracuse had a bye week.
Yeah, they lost at North Carolina 40-7. So yeah,
Like I said, a bye week. They didn't show.
They didn't play.
Hey, that's a Heisman Trophy quarterback at North Carolina. Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
But yeah, so we don't talk
Mayonnaise,
about
that's what I
that.
put on my bologna sandwiches.
I like Miracle Whip better than Mayo.
Ooh,
I
no,
like
see,
mayo.
I like mayo.
I don't like mayo.
I like
Miracle Whip. That's
That's
what
not even mayonnaise.
Got a little zip
Gar-
to it.
garlic
that's
mayo.
an alternative
Mayonnaise.
version of
It is.
It's that
mayonnaise.
zip to it. It's good.
You can put
Miracle Whip uses alternative rules.
Yeah.
Am I
Mayonnaise.
the only guy in the room that likes mayo?
It's not even
Miracle Whip?
mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's
not
it's
even.
Miracle Whip.
What's it called? A sandwich spread or something
Yeah,
like that? It's not even
exactly.
mayonnaise.
So
Mayonnaise.
so if you make a BLT, do you put on any mayo on your BLT, or you just eat it
Oh,
plain?
absolutely.
Yeah, mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Mayo.
mayonnaise.
You don't put Miracle Whip on your BLT?
No, you
Mayonnaise.
have to
Oh,
be.
what the hell? What's wrong with you guys?
I don't know if you know this or not, but the four of us are asking that question
Of you.
When you could
I
have
like
the
that.
real
Miracle
thing, but
Yep.
then you choose the alternative of
I'm sticking with
Miracle
Miracle Whip.
Whip.
Whipped cream or Cool Whip?
Whipped cream or Cool Whip.
They're both good. Is this a trick question? Whipped cream or well, I mean, whipped cream. It takes a lot of work to do that. Cool Whip's easier. You just buy it and it's
Take it
frozen.
out of the
and-
tub.
Yeah, you just scoop it out. Unless you buy the can. Do you
The
buy
Ready
the
Whip?
can of
Ready Whip.
whipped cream? Do you buy that?
You
Yeah,
do
we
you
have-
cut your
yeah.
do you cut
we
your
have some
cheese
because that's-
or do you put it out of a
that's how much-
can?
That's how you make a
We
pop
are not a
cup.
gourmet family at our in our house. We eat the easy stuff. And Miracle Whip is better than mayo. On a BLT.
Everybody is entitled to their wrong opinion. That's
Yes,
all right.
I agree.
I have to put up a survey on Facebook.
I think we should.
Yeah,
Mayonnaise
you
or
lost
Miracle
you
Whip?
lost
You
this
can
survey
have it.
right
Yeah,
now.
you lost the survey
Mayo
here.
or Miracle
You're
Whip?
already 3-1.
Mayo or Miracle
You know,
Whip?
we don't hear anything out of Nate the whole podcast.
And he piped in with
Yeah,
this.
he goes. And he, yeah,
is
he
wrong
pops in,
with
What
you?
is wrong with you?
I'm trying to remember now that you guys are talking about talking about BLT. Somebody at Boone, I don't know if it was Sharon.
Oh,
or
Saints
Big Cat.
Cafe.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. What'd she tell
Tracy
me?
sent over the BLTs.
What'd they say? Yeah, he did. They were fantastic too. They
Oh, my
probably had
God.
Miracle Whip on them. That's why they were so good.
I didn't know anything
No,
about
they
that.
were
When
real.
he got
na-
those bills.
I mean, do you think we're gonna give you guys our
Oh.
BLTs?
Jerry, you guys didn't get
Jerry,
any of them?
you don't
That's
get
all
the
right.
food
We
that
had-
we get.
You don't get the food we get in the
Hate to
booth
break
either.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's all
that's
right.
what you. Yeah, we get good shit up there.
Yeah, we get good.
Although somebody did tell us we get a raise. This.
Oh yeah, in the booth he said. that.
Said it right on the
In the bu-
broadcast.
Yeah, right on the
Are
broadcast.
you pointing at Jimmy Gustin back here behind me? That was the Joker over here that said that.
Well, we don't care. We're gonna.
We've got
find
video.
it.
We got.
We have video
Evidence.
proof.
BLT. Somebody told me to put something on BLTs next time I have one because we had BLTs at
Real
Supernationals.
mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh,
No.
no. There's Jackie. We get that like that truffle. That it's kind of like
no,
you know what
no,
I'm
no.
talking about.
Those are
No.
expensive.
No, it's like a truffle spread or something. She buys it.
Truffle
yeah,
oil? Garlic mayonnaise.
Vegemite is what they call that.
No, that's
Have you ever ate Vegemite?
nope.
I had.
I have.
Have you?
Yes, I did 2 years.
Long time ago.
Year ago.
And what
tried
did
I
you
got
think
some
it
from
tasted-
Frank
What
Packer
did you
years
think it
ago.
tasted
Yeah, Frank
like?
Packer always
It
brought
was.
it over.
It was salty.
Todd Packer?
and I
It's
didn't
just-
care for it.
I'm like-
yeah.
He's like, well, we don't even because I went to breakfast with Wade.
Oh, he put that video on Facebook.
He put that video on his Facebook page, and he's like, "You ever had Vegemite?" And I'm like, "He goes, we don't normally eat breakfast." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "We don't eat breakfast in
no.
Australia."
Yeah, no.
Like you don't eat breakfast. I mean, how can you not eat
So is it?
a skillet like this? And he's like, "Oh no, we have Vegemite usually." I'm like,
Did they just eat it right out of
What
the
the
thing
hell's
then?
Vegemite?
Vegemite to me, at first I said it kind of reminds me of apple butter. a little bit,
like
just
apple
because
butter.
the kind of
I
the way
love
it
Yeah,
looks.
just the consistency of it.
You're right. I thought it. Well, that's what I had in my mind. Oh, they put apple butter on their toast. Oh no, Vegemite tastes nothing like apple.
Do they
butter.
put it on stuff then, or
Yeah,
they
yeah.
eat it? I mean, it's like a spread, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Isn't that
that's
how
why
they
he
use
kept
it?
asking.
I
He
think he
wanted
just
bread.
puts it on bread.
So yeah, I
I
mean,
think it's just bread. I
But
don't.
they use do it with butter also, because he kept asking for. Remember, we had to get
Yes.
the butter.
But he literally went out to his car and grabbed a jar of Vegemite.
Oh, he had that. He
and
had,
then
carries
brought
around.
it in to the cafe in Vinton, and then everybody around us wanted to try it. So Wade is literally like putting Vegemite on everybody's toast in the booths behind us. and I think it was like one person liked it, and the rest of us didn't.
not all the sport compact drivers that had
Wade
either,
might have
that
liked
didn't
it,
have
but
altered engines. They
It is incredibly salty.
yeah, it is.
What I thought. It's just really that's like why do you want to put salt on your toast?
Why would you
Put
want to
cinnamon on there for
Why would
crying
you
out
want to
loud.
put Miracle Whip on your BLT?
When you could use mayonnaise.
Because it's got zip and it tastes good.
The tangy zip of Miracle Whip.
Whatever that commercial says.
That's exactly what it is.
what it was.
Better than Vegemite, that is for sure. Australians should be putting Miracle Whip on their toast in the morning and not Vegemite because it's horrible.
You're all in on this Miracle Whip thing, aren't you?
Man, he is. He's trying to sell it. He's hard sell
enough.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with Miracle Whip.
Maybe you could put fake pictures of me and Ryan with Miracle Whip in our hands on our.
Who would ever
on
put
social
fake pictures?
media.
Who would ever put
Miracle
fake
Whip
pictures
is
on
going to be
social
the
media?
official spread of Boone Speedway 2. If I have any say of it.
Why? Because that's fake too.
It's fake?
Oh,
it's not real?
I mean, that's satire too. Is Miracle Whip satire?
Yeah.
So Boone 1 will stick with real mayo.
Yep. Well, yes. That's
If you want real mayo,
I
you
guess
go to
I'm
Boone
staying
1.
with Boone 1.
I am
Miracle
too.
Whip.
I don't know who's going
You better
to
head to
two,
Boone
but
2.
You could have the Miracle Whip Vegemite
the
Boone
old,
Speedway too.
It's like the old Miller Lite commercials: less filling, more taste.
Yeah,
Less
tastes
filling,
great.
more
less
taste.
filling.
Tastes great. Yeah.
Oh, well, so let's wrap it up.
We done?
I think so.
I think we should end it with Vegemite and mayonnaise. That sounds good to me.
Do they sell Vegemite in the United States? Can you
Sure
buy
they do
it?
somewhere. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
you can get it.
It's
somewhere.
probably limited. I wonder, is it expensive? I would assume it would be expensive here, not over there, since it's so readily available. But
Or is it kind of like
we should get on the Google. Get on the Google.
Get on the Googler quick. Let's let's
I have a
find it
computer
out.
in front of me. I suppose I could.
Why don't you find it out real quick?
Or is that
See if you
something
can
that ends
buy
at the
it.
border, like, when you go from like Minot, North Dakota to Estevan? It's like it's an entirely different country.
It's like there's
Ironically enough, it is.
poutine. No poutine.
Can you get Vegemite
Correct.
in the United States? It's
No,
not easy
nothing
to
better.
find in the U.S., but you can still obtain it, especially if you live near a large city with an international
You can buy it on
population.
Amazon.
Oh, well, you can buy everything on Amazon.
Scroll down there. You can get it for like $7.99.
What is the American equivalent of Vegemite?
What's it say?
Miracle Whip.
No, it don't say
there
that.
is no
There is no comparison.
American equivalent.
You might as well
although
just
Find the ingredients.
take the lid off the salt shaker.
Yeah, that's what
and pour it in your
Wade had
mouth.
those jars there.
Yeah, $8 on Amazon.
Find out the ingredients in Vegemite.
It's a yeast extract is what it calls. It says that on the. Yeah.
In addition to
that's what Wade
brewer's
kept
yeast,
saying.
Vegemite contains concentrated extracts of onion, malt, and celery. Vegemite also is made up of salt and several different types of vitamin B, thiamine B1, riboflavin B2, niacin B3, and folate.
I am not a big beer drinker, and Wade kept saying, well, they make beer out of that. I'm like, I don't like beer either. Not really. I mean, I'll drink it if I have to, but my limit on beers is like 2. That's it.
It's considered healthy?
I
suppose it would
guess.
with all those vitamins.
Yeah.
That's probably why you
With a
didn't
ribo-
like it.
It's
with
got
riboflavin.
It's got riboflavin
It's got
in it.
riboflavin in it.
Is that a real word or is that one I made up?
No, it's
Oh.
right there. It's in Vegemite. Riboflavin.
In Vegemite.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. We'll get our banquet. We'll get our points will be official in a couple of weeks.
Couple
2
months.
weeks.
2 weeks from
yesterday.
Today.
Yeah,
I
2
think
weeks
it's
from
probably
today.
noon today.
You're
Are you
right.
doing is he doing the banquet again this
2
year?
weeks from, I think we're going to invite him.
Oh,
Okay.
I
God
think.
damn it!
I won't try so hard on the script then this year since he tends to not read what I provide him.
It don't
anyway.
matter.
Read. He said he can read.
Yeah, who said I could read?
Not I.
Although you guys do a good job when you're like reading those lineups, the driver lineups, the feature lineups when you start the race and you guys do back and forth. I'm like, oh, that's so. When I was in the booth, I was like listening to you guys do that, and you guys just like fire them off. I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. I want to do that once.
You should.
Oh,
you
I tried.
Once. You did.
I messed
you
it
tried.
up. I couldn't even read the name.
Speaking of the banquet,
It's harder than it looks.
You compliment Jerry very well then in that
I
regard.
do. Jerry looks smart.
speaking of the banquet, the important thing is, do you know, Brett, will the pool be open at the hotel?
Oh, I don't know.
There's a pool
Questionable.
there?
It's hit and miss. It's on the
Downstairs.
second floor.
Really, I didn't know
Yeah, it's
that.
upstairs, isn't it?
It is? I thought it was down in the basement.
No, I thought, now that you think, because you got to go down to
You got to go
like
down
the
to the
bottom
pool.
level.
I've accidentally gone down there before.
It ain't a
is down
banquet
there.
if the pool ain't open.
It ain't no banquet. Ain't no banquet like a banquet with an open pool.
But yeah, we'll have the Speedway for Champions reception at Speedway.
That's always a fun time.
American Museum of Speed.
We can do a podcast from there again.
We can try. Depends. Nate or
If
Garrett
so,
or
you guys
whoever's
can
going to
stick
come.
around this year, and I'm going to go mingle.
Yeah, you guys did a podcast last year. Oh, that's
There was
right,
no
I
you
did too.
guys. It was, hey, Jerry, sit here, and we're going to
We
go.
all did it. We all sat there because we talked
Yeah.
to
Yeah, it was fun. You guys had guests.
we talked to a
Wait,
handful
yes.
of people.
It was good.
So
I like that.
Nikki was talent agent for the days.
If we called in, didn't we? Or didn't they call in to her?
Oh, yeah, we called her on the
Yeah.
phone, and
Oh.
she didn't believe, and
I believe that we were on the banquet. Yeah. We're doing a
Can't believe you
podcast.
did that to Nikki.
I can't believe we did either.
So we'll get all of
That
our
was
points
Matthew.
finalized. We'll get the invitation
Can't believe you
sent.
did that to Nikki, Mike.
We'll have a party in Lincoln
Partay.
Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah. After Iowa gets their ass kicked by Nebraska, who's horrible.
No,
See, why you gotta
no.
talk like that?
I don't. I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
We understand why
I'm
this stuff
telling you,
comes
it's
out. He's a Miracle Whip kind of guy.
It's a
That's-
battle of the teams that don't want to win.
Hey, no, it's not. It's the battle of
Jim
teams
said that right.
They don't play. They play to not win.
Okay.
Yeah, but one
Or
will
to
be
not
bowl
lose,
eligible.
excuse me. They play to not
One
lose.
will be bowl eligible. One won't be.
Probably Nebraska.
Nebraska hasn't been to a bowl game since I was like 10.
Correct.
Iowa only needs one more win to be bowl.
That's right.
Exactly.
Why do you think they play like Northwestern Missouri, Central Arkansas State?
That'll change next year.
You get Oregon next year.
Oregon and
Yeah.
UCLA, USC, Washington.
So Iowa fans should enjoy their bowl season while they have one.
Maybe they can get
'Cause
Coach
next
Prime
year,
in
if they're
Colorado on the schedule.
I think
Next year, if
I
they're
don't know,
playing Oregon, Iowa's going to make Colorado State look really, really good compared to Oregon. Because Oregon kicked the crap out of Colorado State, right?
Yeah.
Colorado.
PJ
Colorado, that was it. Sorry.
Rizzo's all excited about it.
Prime
That was
time.
double overtime though.
Not
Yeah.
the
Double or triple overtime.
Not that
Colorado.
one. Not that game.
Colorado
Not
State.
that game. Oh, Colorado State
Yeah,
went to overtime,
that-
but the
that one.
Oregon Colorado game didn't.
no.
Yeah.
They
I
beat
still,
them.
I
They
live and
beat them
die.
like the Niners beat the Cowboys last night.
Yeah.
Nobody's beaten anybody like the Niners beat the Cowboys last. Well, I guess the Patriots got beat pretty bad yesterday, but I'm an Iowa fan through and through. I don't care if they're good, bad. or
Miami beat
indifferent.
like
And I
Denver
don't
like
ever-
70-0 or something
70
like
to
that
20.
Yeah, I mean,
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Broncos fans are excited.
You just watched the Dolphins
They,
and now
they
just
got
watch how
beat
fast those guys run.
yesterday. Broncos got beat.
Broncos got beat again. Yeah, they got
By the
beat
Jets.
by the
Yeah,
Jets.
Sean Payton got his ass handed to him after saying that about Hackett.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
yeah. Because Hackett's what, the offensive coordinator for the Jets?
Yeah, game ball.
Brett Favre might be eligible to play again right before
Nice.
postseason.
Right before Brett Favre. Aaron
Or no, I mean
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, excuse me.
We're getting way off track.
We are.
All right.
Yeah, Bart.
Right, we done.
I heard Bart Starr's coming back too, Jerry.
Son of a bitch.
Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach. All right, let's go home. Let's
Okay.
call it a night. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, a lot of great racing coming up on IMCA TV. Check it out. Don't forget that replay pass, $24.95. Go back, watch 30 days. Money goes back in the pockets of racers. Get her done right now. Thanks for tuning. See you next time.